Meantime, good news out of New South Wales. It's the first place in Australia that has hit 70% of its first doses. This is a huge achievement for the New South Wales government and, more importantly, a huge vote of confidence from the people of New South Wales. Now, you can, of course, choose not to be vaccinated, but we all know that the chains start to come off at double vax at 70, and they're all essentially gone by 80%. Here's the Premier patting herself on the back, and rightly so. They've deserved this.
And we passed, as we predicted, that 7 million jab mark, which is outstanding.
Now, to give you an idea of just how Herculean this effort is, New South Wales now has more first-dose vaccinations than some countries, and not small countries. Have a look at this. Sweden has 67%, Germany has 65% at first dose, the United States has 62%, Japan has 57%, and South Korea, which remember we were supposed to be following at one point, well, they have just 57% first doses. Well done to everyone in New South Wales. However, the expectations are that things get worse, particularly when it comes to hospitalisations, not this month, but next month. The Premier's told us that a few times.
We know that the rate of hospitalisation is likely to peak sometime in October. We know there's ranges of predictions on what the case numbers will come up to. I've often said, as Dr Chant and Dr Gall and others have said, we anticipate the worst will be in the next couple of weeks in terms of case numbers.
Now, is there pressure? Absolutely. I'm not going to pretend that that is not the case. But as you know, you have heard all day, every day about higher and higher cases, including worrying numbers and predictions that could get to 2,000 at the worst of this in the next few weeks in New South Wales.
We had 919 cases of community transmission. There were 1,029 cases of community transmission.
There were also 1,035 locally acquired cases.
There were 1,218 cases of community transmission. Last night to 8 p.m, we had 1,290 cases of community transmission.
Now, as you know, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of cases in New South Wales. But here is the news that you should be hearing at 6 p.m, but we all know they like a captive audience, so they can scare the heck out of you. The truth is that the hospitalisation rate in New South Wales is way down from where it was even earlier in this third wave. Let me show you. A graphic that we've been able to put together here based off the stats that come out from New South Wales Health, okay? So let's have a look at this. 7 weeks ago, it was 2%, then it was up to 18%. 5 weeks ago, it was 15%. It then fell to 7%, 4%, 2%. It has gone up to almost 4%, but this week it's gone back down towards 3%. So think about that. Are there a lot of cases? Yes. Does that mean that more people will end up in hospital? Yes. But is there a correlation from when you hear 1,000 a day to 1,000 a day going into hospital? No. That's not the case. May I hope that be the case for the next little while. And that's why they can start to talk about vaccination rates, because vaccination rates help when it comes to hospitalisation and death. That's why we talk about it. That's why it matters.